Welcome to video number 21. This one's going to be about forensic careers. So just a quick reminder from our last video, applying science knowledge to legal matters that's intended to be used in court is a definition of forensic science. This particular video is going to focus more on careers, and I've got a great introduction for you. Hold tight.
The word forensic refers to the law. Forensics, or forensic science, means using science to help solve legal cases or criminal acts. The forensic scientists help to solve crimes through the analysis of physical evidence found at crime scenes and on victims of crime, compared with evidence related to suspects. Forensic scientists are also often called on to give evidence in legal cases. The scientists specialize in a variety of scientific fields, including mathematics, chemistry, biology, and physics. These scientists also specialize in specific areas of forensics. A forensic scientist who analyzes blood stains, for example, will not necessarily have the skills required to analyze fingerprints or handwriting, or to perform an autopsy. There are three distinct branches of forensic science: field science, laboratory science, and medical science.
What does a forensic scientist do? Well, you heard a little bit about it there in the video clip. It's information that's going to be used in a court of law. It has to be accurate, so we want it to be correct. Methodical, meaning that it follows a procedure. Detailed and unbiased means that you're not for or against anybody. What are you going to be able and need to do is going to have detailed notes, clear, concise, and accurate reports, just like you do for me here in class. Forensic science also finds out which facts are relevant, meaning which ones that pertain to the case. You wouldn't want to give them hours and hours of information if it didn't have anything to do with the case. The other thing they can do is gather evidence and use it for analysis later on. Actually testify in court. And testimony is the verbal statement of a witness under oath to the judge and jury. Now, forensic scientists testify in court as part of their job. They are considered expert witnesses. They are permitted to testify not only just what the results are, but they actually are allowed to give an opinion of what those mean. So that could be either for or against, proving somebody is either innocent or guilty, depending on how they interpret the information. So an expert witness must have a solid background in education. You certainly would want somebody with a lot of training and experience in conducting these types of investigations. And you also want somebody who's done a lot of testing or analysis about the specific field of forensics. I've got a great little interview here between a lawyer, a professional engineer, and a talk show host. It'll be about 30 to 45 seconds. Hang tight.
What makes a witness an expert, and what does that really mean? My guests are attorney James Mulhall and George Wharton, a licensed professional engineer. Jim, George, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having us. Yes.
We talked about expert witnesses. What is an expert witness?
An expert witness is a person who, based upon their background, education, and experience, is allowed to give testimony that would be helpful to the jury, to help the jury come to a better understanding of what the case is about, and possibly come to a conclusion in the case.
The jury's job is to evaluate facts.
I'm joined with my dog, Dublin. He is 14, so he's probably a little bit older than you guys, so he's going to be our guest speaker. Good boy. He's going to be our guest with me for today. So we are working on forensic science and careers. So here we go. You ready, Dub? Are you ready? You ready? Good boy. All right, so what is forensic science? Forensic science is the applying of science knowledge. You're funny. Science knowledge to all the legal matters. Now, this can be, you want to lay down? Oh, good boy. This can be for all processes, both when you catch the criminal and after, when you're trying to prosecute the criminal or prove that they are guilty or innocent, as the case may be. Now, you have something called APHIS, or the American Academy of Forensic Science, and there are about 11 different career tracks that this academy recognizes. I'm not going to go through all 11, but I do want to give you some examples here. So let's talk about a criminalist. A criminalist is responsible for gathering, analyzing, and interpreting all kinds of evidence, everything from the smallest detail to the biggest piece like a car. So a criminalist is kind of a big general word where they really do the responsibility of all the evidence. A forensic anthropologist, and what it does is it identifies the remains of people. First of all, they find out if it's a person or not, so if it's human or not. They can do recent or they can do ancient, so very, very old. And what they do specifically is they identify the age, the race, and the gender, and the time of death when the person died. A forensic document examiner. Now, when I first started looking into this, I didn't even know such a career existed. And what it does is they analyze and interpret evidence in the form of documents. So anything that's a piece of paper, anything that's written or typed or processed from a computer. And what they do is they actually find out where the source is, where it came from, how old is it, authenticity, meaning is it real or not, and whatever its use is. So pictures I have down here for you, these are bonds or certificates or passports or checks or anything like that. These would be the people that would do that. The toxicologist, and they analyze the roles of chemicals and poisons. Couldn't help myself, seeing how we're in chemistry. I wanted to show you guys one that you could actually link directly to chemistry, and this is why I put the toxicologist in here. I will actually teach you guys how to create these molecules using models down here that you see the scientists actually drawing for you. So you may want to consider possibly being a toxicologist.
So this was just a quick summary. I wanted you to just sort of have a very introduction into all the different types of careers there are in forensics. I would include in my summary something about an expert witness and of course that component about the court of law. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in class.